23-year-old Samuel Bawakana is a resident of Jungo in Weogerere. When you see him on the road riding his Boda Boda, it is hard to tell that he is deaf. We met him at Weogerere trying to persuade some passengers to give him business using gestures with his fingers. Through gestures and signing, he immediately alerts a passenger that he can neither hear nor talk. He then pulls out his book and asks the passenger in writing where he or she would like to be taken. When the two agree on the fares, he signals to the passenger to mount the Boda Boda.
Sometimes it is a bit tricky because you might meet someone who cannot even write. So he will go on pointing, showing directions.
We followed Bawakana taking some passengers to their destination, and all seemed well, except that most of them declined to speak to us. Only one female client agreed to speak to us on condition that her face is not shown.
From where I was to Esso Corner was 2,000 shillings. I did that by writing in the book that he gave me, book and pen.
After reaching an agreement on the destination and fares, this passenger got onto the Boda Boda with a lot of anxiety.
To, have your ears and your ears mostly alert to be able to hear the cars that are moving and, So that is what first hit me. I was like, okay, how are we going to move through Kampala? You know how crazy Kampala is. Yeah, but I had to trust him because these people, despite the fact that they do not have the hearing sense, they have like a seventh sense, yeah? So I just decided to jump onto the bike and experience it. But of course I was a little bit scared.
She kept critically looking at her rider, analyzing and taking note of several things. We also witnessed some of his clients helping him using signs.
I felt like I was a co-driver to him. I felt like I was a second rider as well. I felt a certain sense of trying to help him, giving him a hand in riding. It sounds ridiculous, but yes, I felt like I needed to do something, not leaving the entire journey to him. In that way, I would participate by, trying to indicate my hand, trying to show the drivers that we are branching off.
This lady says although Bawakana was able to ride her safely, she's not sure how things would work if they were heading to a place he is not familiar with.
And you have to explain to him where you're going to. You cannot write the every detail. Yeah, so that is where the problem comes in, the communication.
Interestingly, the Boda Boda rider we used while following Bawakana had no idea that the person we were pursuing is deaf.
Okuba nti omuntu ng'oyo atayogera kufuna abakasitoma ng'abo ab'enjawulo n'ebifo byonna byonna okumanya nti kati agenda Muwongo oba agenda Nsambya kale okumanya ng'okwo nakyo nkyebenge kyakwewuunya.
Counts his money so well, and at the end of the trip expresses utmost gratitude to the passenger for the opportunity to offer his service. For his own safety, Bawakana does not ride at night.
Me, I stop working at around 6 or 7, unless if I get a customer whom I really trust. Apart from that, by 6, I'm home.
He tells us that the Boda Boda he rides belongs to his boss, who is a pastor, whom he pays 120,000 shillings every week. Bawakana dreams of getting his own motorcycle one day so that he can raise more money to start up another business.
I really need to have one, which is mine. So I want to request anyone who is there, please, if you can give me a Boda Boda as a gift, I will be grateful.
Bawakana operates from a stage at the Uganda Society for the Deaf in Namirembe, where the administrators invited him to provide transport services to the deaf.
This is the boy that was very interested and he had no job. But when somebody found he was very energetic and he looked even very smart, so he donated that motorcycle. And then just as a trial test to see whether they would be successful. So, but as of now, We have even acquired another cyclist, motorcyclist now. They are now 2. We are trying to give opportunities to deaf children so that they are able to have a livelihood.
The head of the society says Bawakan and colleague went through thorough instruction before he was given a green light to ride.
Strictly, while he is being instructed to know how to drive, he must make sure that he masters observing the mirrors at all time while he is on the motorcycle. The first 2 weeks that he was doing this work, there were even other people that we spent as spies to see whether he's actually practicing all the techniques that he had been given to drive the motorcycle. And since they started that job, they have not acquired any accident yet.
Emmanuel Chiberu highlights the advantages a deaf rider has over others.
They tend to concentrate.
Bawakana challenges other people with different impairments to seize every opportunity available in life to avoid overdependence on others. Patrick Ssennyondo, NTV.